My name is Patty Rich. I'm with the Department of Public Health. I do not believe that it is in good form to take American Recovery and Reinvestment Act to supply surveillance for companies like Walmart that just ship us a bunch of crap. Do we really need to protect them? Since OPT keeps violating the consent decree already, how is this going to help us? What would this live feed give you more info about what youth to shoot? I say we should censor Ms. Santana, who keeps interfering with the investigations of OPD.
Jesse Smith, I have 8 cards here concerning 35 and 36. And I would just like to point out that this is on the front page of Reddit right now. It's an international attention being paid, and the crowd to speak on this has been starved out by placing it towards the end of the day when you knew how important it was. Now, the DAC offer has much in common with the notorious Goldman Sachs deal. In retrospect, the Goldman Sachs deal was a fool's wager, signed into a locked-in interest rate at historic highs to prevent against the incidental detriments of an economy so prosperous it resembles a Randian utopia. Just in case the Dow Jones hit 40K, you wouldn't have to pay the interest rates of everyone else. It was a predatory deal, and the city council were the perfect marks, greedy, stars in their eyes, and uneducated in the matter. I understand you're not economists, you're lawyers, and you don't have an IT director. The DAC went through the consent calendar because you don't understand what you're looking at. A few of you said it should not be on consent, but it was voted for unanimously. Calb, I understand you believe in legislative safeguards, but that is laughably naive. Ask a tech. Ask Sergeant Bolton, who established the Nixel database, which is a spy database that currently exists. Did you put that into existence? Was that legislated into existence? It's just a click of a button. That's what you don't understand. The inability to answer obvious questions at the time is embarrassing. It is obvious that you don't know what you're looking at. Now, by the time we're paying for this, it's going to be an obsolete technology. You're going to be paying crazy prices for univac equipment. Government-sponsored technology is also known as bleeding edge because it hemorrhages money. After the government sponsors it into existence, the private sector then moves in. That's how it works. And we are being targeted by SAIC for this. Oakland is not in a position to finance the next generation of artificial intelligence. You think we have tight funds now? Wait for those unspecified upgrades, which surely the contractor is planning to provide the maintenance for, building those needs into the system. As Reed pointed out, this is a white elephant, a gift with maintenance that will become an unbearable burden. As with the Goldman Sachs deal, this will ultimately hurt Oakland's finances because you don't understand what you're looking at. Granted, there are many benefits that can come of such a security system because it's not simply snitch tech. We are not talking about a simple security system. This is the installation of a technological infrastructure of considerable scale. Have you thought about how to optimize that for Oakland? It could be an opportunity to grow Oakland. It could bring in tech workers and industry, but have you even thought to exploit that opportunity? Oakland is a hotbed of hackers and engineers, and you send millions out of town for IT. We could do this locally if you'd like to, grow a tech industry, and even use the key systems building on 11th floor in Orwellian Ministry. Because otherwise it's just fun for breaking into. There is software that can predict your future location with incredible accuracy, such as Raytheon's Riot software. Look this stuff up. Google it. Raytheon's Riot, and there are incredible privacy issues here. They can actually tell about your health conditions with these cameras using Eulerian augmentation. So this is just beyond understanding. You don't understand what this is. You shouldn't vote for it, otherwise you're going to get screwed again. And this is just, I don't have time to explain how this software works, but it's laughable, but what you're ready to embrace here. Now, concerns of privacy are valid, but the technology itself does not invade privacy, it only grants power. And we could use it to make it impossible for police to lie about their deadly misconduct. And it can be used towards this end, videotape being the only factor assuring the prosecution of many police in far too many cases. The software can be used to predict when officers are likely to commit an offense against the public. If it is true that bad cops are the exception, then they can be spotted with software. When there's the city council neglects police issues, resulting in an incompetent police force. Is this a strategy for funding similar to allowing schools to rot in order to bring in charter schools? Are we redlining the police force in order to pass the buck to the feds and CHP? Is this some kind of hustle? for funding There's a Better Way. To quote the Gallo's Tools of Violence proposal, there have been demonstrations all over the country in response to the verdict in the George Zimmerman case, yet no other city has experienced the level of violence and destruction we have experienced here in Oakland. Why do you think that is? Is it because we lack that law? Is it because other places have that law? That's absurd. Oakland is distinguished internationally and by the federal government for its corruption, brutality, and racism. That's why we have this problem, and you say nothing to correct the problem. OPD is also unique in its hands-off attitude towards hooligans. I've attended smashy parties where 10 white kids from out of town will walk down the street smashing windows and OPD stays blocks away, yet a 16-year-old black kid will get shot in the face by OPD for absolutely nothing at all. Those of us who live and work downtown fend for ourselves doing the job of police. During these smashy events, we do our best to protect historic landmarks, black-owned businesses, and institutions that serve the community. And I'm not proud that I do this, rather I resent the necessity. Shields are not tools of violence, and are clearly a statement about the brutality of OPD. It's to mock them. Painting materials are always present at protests, as are carpentry tools, which many of us have on us anyway because we're pros. OPD is not enforcing the law because they are incompetent and corrupt, and your solution is to pass more laws crudely constructed so as to give them more arbitrary power? Are you high? I swear, leaders could do a better job. And since I have a few seconds left on the clock, I just want the cops to stop following me around and harassing me near my house in West Grand. I've been surrounded. They just do this. It's a harassment thing, which I can appreciate. I harass them every opportunity I get. But I'm not a hooligan, so I shouldn't have to deal with them just bothering me. I mean, they haven't beat me up or anything, but it's just weird. And there's a few other people who have to endure this.
Hey, my name is Sarah LeQueer. I live in central Oakland that has one of the highest crime rates in this area. And I'm just here to ask, what kind of city do you want to live in? I want to live in a safe place. I want to live in a peaceful place. But investing in surveillance is investing in incarceration. And we know what prisons lead to. We know that prisons lead to more crime because people come out and it's a cycle of violence that starts over and over again, and part of that is because prisons are highly abusive, and we know that not only from recent media, from what one of the largest prisoner strikes in history has brought up, that's just going on right now, and we know how abusive that system is, and that's what's going to happen with the surveillance system. I'm not talking about innocent people who are being monitored. That's horrendous by itself. I'm talking about targeting mostly young black members of our community. And I have a second, should I do that now?
Can you give us the name?
Yeah, that's myself from part 3.
Okay.
From the open mic.
Okay, so you want to combine your two speaking
Yes.
opportunities? Well, one more minute.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is prison and surveillance is inherently racist. It targets especially young black members of our community, and I urge you, instead of investing in surveillance, invest in things that cause peace, and that's investing in social welfare programs, investing in housing, investing in jobs, investing in schools. Don't shut down our schools. Create a climate of trust and of supporting each other in this community, and not targeting people and locking them behind bars, because we all have loved ones behind bars, and everyone who's locked up is one person too much. And I want to end with a sentence where I'm from. We have a sentence that's, where there is no justice, there will be no peace. And I urge you to vote against this bill, and I swear if you don't, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret sparking a fire of resistance against us.
I will call the balance of the names.
Yeah, that man. 1 minute. I would just like you to add one more line, which is the City Council will not approve any installation of surveillance technology in schools except with notice during actual school sessions to the civic studies teachers of all schools and an invitation for the participation of those who would be surveilled, including those who are not yet emancipated minors. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sean. I live in West Oakland. I wanted to say that if you build it, they will come. The NSA has proved that if you build a system like Facebook or Hotmail, the NSA wants in, it wants to know what information you have. This database that you guys are building is going to have analysis of people's gait pattern, how they move, license plate readers, movements. This reveals a lot of very personal information, and we won't know for a long time how it's going to be used. I think you should vote no. Thank you.
My name's Kimber, but Marissa S. wants to give me her time so I can speak, and I also have 2 speaker cards for Gwen Winter.
4 minutes.
So, I was going to sign up to speak earlier for one of the other couple things you guys had on the agenda regarding IT upgrades that you're doing for the city. You guys approved tonight to do over $2 million in IT upgrades. I don't know if you guys calculated all the different bills that you guys have that you passed. Some of those things that you guys passed, for example, upgrading emailing, you guys are spending like $19 million to upgrade your email system. You guys probably have people in Oakland that could do those upgrades for you much less. I don't know if you guys consider that or not. Another thing that you guys passed was a $500,000 contract for a company called Bear Data out of Irvine, California to upgrade IT systems here in the city. And what I would question about that is if you even know what companies like Bear Data are doing. They are aggregating data analysis, which this particular item that you're on right now is exactly what it's going to do. It's going to collect a lot of data about people, as it's already been indicated by other speakers, people's traffic activity, where they're frequently going, things like that. These companies take that data, they throw it in databases, they automate based on keywords to collect that data and create profiles of people. I have had the unfortunate experience of being a target of a data company called Bright Planet, who is actually based in South Dakota. And this company, using social media trackers, has created a criminal profile on me and sent it to DHS. I am not a criminal, I've never had a criminal record. But because of a couple of keywords and a couple of my social media tweets and things that I've posted on the internet, I am now classified by the DHS as a criminal, thanks to an automated aggregator data company called Bright Planet. Bear Data is a very similar data collection agency that does automated aggregation of data. And you guys passed today to work with Bear Data. So I would be concerned with the DAC at what companies and contractors you're looking to hire if they're based in Oakland, because you guys just gave $2 million to IT contractors that are not Oakland-based. It's a lot of money going out of your city. And I would be concerned at passing anything at this point that you're not aware of what's going on. Data aggregation and automated aggregation creates a lot of problems for people who are not criminals, who do not even engage in criminal activity like myself. Is it fair to someone like me, because I choose to use social media, to be targeted as a criminal because a company has been hired by a city to automatically aggregate data that is mass collected, and it does not have a specific intent other than let's just throw all this stuff up in the air, up in all the balconies, collect all this data, and then present profiles that have absolutely no basis of any type of validity. I really don't understand. I mean, you guys squabbled for probably about 30-40 minutes over $250,000 to get Goldman Sachs out, which we all can agree needs to happen. But you guys don't want to question $2 million going out of the city to outside contractors for data collection. And now we're on another important issue regarding data collection that will have a huge impact on the citizens of the city and how they're going to be mistreated when they have a false file sitting at DHS calling them a criminal.